Okay. So welcome everyone to the main room. Okay, so I'm gonna mute everyone for the moment. No, maybe not, because we're gonna begin now. So, okay. So if you are not group 5, please close your microphones for the moment. So we are it's 8 p.m. Vietnam time. So as I said in the chat, we're gonna go from group 5 to group 8 for the order of the presentations. What we can do is that we are gonna let group 5 will begin. So if I have questions during the presentation, I will ask questions. For the other students, maybe we can wait for the presentation of your colleagues so you can ask questions, because it may be more comfortable for everyone. So if other groups have questions for group 5, so please mark them down. Even what you can do is in the chat say I have a question, and so I give you the possibility to ask a question. Sorry. And so we have 2 hours left, and we have 4 groups, so we can make it 30 minutes per group. So if it's more or less, no problem. It's just for you guys to know. And so I let you present now, and I will ask questions. So if you are not group 5, please close your microphones. And if you are group 5, I give you the opportunity to talk now, and normally you can share your documents as well. So group 5, it's your turn to begin.
Yes.
That would be nice if you can open the videos as well, so I can see your expressions and everything. If it's okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, good morning, Professor, and good evening to everyone. My name is Phương Anh, and today on behalf of Group 5, I will present our project, the Lotus. Our presentations will have 3 main parts: the introductions, the product descriptions, and last, the analysis. Firstly, let's spend some minutes to know more about our company, Vinamilk. Vinamilk is a well-known company in the dairy industries, and it has a long history of development since 1976. Nowadays, with wide range of factories, brands, and office, Vinamilk is still the market leader in the dairy industries that take nearly 55% of total liquid milk market share. Have a look at the summary of profit for Vinamilk during the last 6 years. You can see that Vinamilk has experienced a positive growth of revenue. And yeah, as our updating that even in the COVID time, Vinamilk has still in the same trend of development. Here we will have a briefly process of value chains. It briefly describe how a Vinamilk product has been product from the dairy farm, where you can purchase all the raw materials, to the factory after the really strict control and evaluations, and then distributions. Along with all of this process, we will still have the sales, marketing, and R&D activities to complete the process. And yeah, even that, Vinamilk has still in quite positive situations with the development and the growth, but it still have to adapt with the globalizations and the change of world economics. So we want to talk briefly about one of the reasons we want to give this project its EVFTA agreements. Europe has a long-standing cultural traditions of high-quality dairy products, and before these agreements, the tax for milk import from Europe was 5 to 50%. But after these agreements have been implemented, the tax will reduce to 3.5 0% in the 3-year schedule. So this means that European animal milk and basically the cow milk will easily enter Vietnamese market and become direct competitor of domestic dairy products like Vietnam milk. So what is our solutions? What we have to do and what is our new idea? That's why we bring you our new products, the whole new products for the market. And we name it Sand Milk. Have you ever heard about the nut milk? It's basically a simple blend of nuts or seeds that blend with milk that provide high nutrition. But why lotus? For Vietnamese, that lotus has a really important meaning for our cultures that you can find its appearance in every life aspect, from the art to the cuisine. Besides the lotus, seed milk also contains the nutritional value. And we think that a product with lotus, a symbol is a really perfect and good product to provide to the market right now and to the world, because this have the Vietnamese soul. And our R&D has working really hard to provide that the new modern product line that has 5 main steps, as you can see on the screen right now, and to provide a product that meets all the requirements of color, smell, taste, and appearance for our customer. About our competitor from other company like True Milk, that they have some similar product and also our existing product. And we have a short analysis for this project with the strengths and weakness of our own. The strengths that, as I mentioned, the Vietnam Milk is still a market leader. So it had a majority market share in Vietnamese dairy industries. It also had a really great advantage of infrastructures, capacity, and resources. However, we still have to face some problems, the cannibalism from the existing product, or we have quite less experience for this new unique line of product. It's still new for the market. And besides, we still have somehow depend on the supplier. We cannot totally produce our raw materials for the chain. And for the opportunity, the new market for this line product is really promising. And nowadays, customers, they are really care about their lives, they're healthy. So they tend to have a more healthy lifestyle with their diet. And also, Vietnamese is still known for its high demand for milk because of its golden population structures. And lastly, the threat. It's the high competitions from the import milk and also other competitors from Vietnamese competitor with a similar or the same products. And the psychological reasons, because customers, they are quite still prefer the import goods from foreign country. So we will get more in detail about our project with the basic assumptions. Our new products will have the sale increase from year 1 to year 3 by 20%. And we assume that in year 4, this figure will decline by 50%. And the receivable paid in 1 year is 35%. You can see on the chart right now is the initial investment, and basically it is for the factory, the new product line, and it's 45 billion Vietnam dong, and it's going to depreciate Chiang Line in 5 years. R&D is 30 billion, cost of goods sale, cost of goods, and this is mainly made of production, employee costs, the materials, and yeah, we will show you more in detail in the next slide. The tax and also all the selling costs. And we want to sell our new product at a price of 7,000 Vietnam dong for each. And this is our explanations for how we calculate all the figure above. The unit sold here is based on the sale value of liquid milk or Vinamilk in the previous year, and also the proportions of nut milk. The sale price is based on Vinamilk similar products and also compared to other competitors' similar products in the market right now. And lastly, the cost of goods, as I mentioned, it includes employee costs, material costs, and electric costs. And yeah, this is a specific number. And we have the table right now.
So just sorry. Yeah, sorry. For just to can you come back to
this one?
No, the previous one, I guess. Yeah. So
this one.
You say unit sold pack. No, unit sold. Next one.
No. This one?
Yes, this one. So sorry. So you say unit sold pack 1,000 packs. So what does it mean? Sorry, is it like 1,000 units or no? It's 1,000
units.
So this you sell 1 million pack of milk, right? This is what you say?
Yeah, and this is the number for the first year. And yeah, in the table at the next slide, we will show more in detail.
Sorry. So you got 34 million pack sold, but what you mean 1 million pack? What does it mean? Sorry.
Oh, the number 34 million here is the previous number of total sale products of liquid milk in Vinamilk. It's the history data.
Okay,
so we based on that to calculate how much we can sell for the new products.
Okay, and so sorry, but one pack is what quantity? One liter or?
1 pack will have 48 bottles, and each bottle
48 bottles. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I will continue.
Okay. Yes, you can continue.
Okay, so yeah, you can see that the unit sold here we mentioned about 48 bottles for 1 pack, and also in the first year the unit sold will be 1 million, and it increased by 20%, as I mentioned in the assumptions, and it will decrease in the 4 years, and also the sale price, the cost of goods. So fresh milk here is for the existing products that we will consider as a cannibalism in later, and also operating expense with R&D costs, marketing and supply chain costs, selling expense, and other percentage here.
So yes, as I told you yesterday, can you come back one slide, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to know how you determine the cost of goods sold of 0.12. What does it include? Is it raw materials only, or do you have something else?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you explain?
So for the cost of goods, you can see on the third column we have the cost of goods here, and how we calculate it. It includes employee costs, material costs, and electric costs. So we multiply to find out the 0 point. The detail.
Okay.
And also we prepare the appendix for explain it later.
Okay. How many employees you think you have? Because you say that you have employee cost. It's 1%, right? It's 1%. And so if we just calculate the total amount for the employee, what is the total amount for how do you check for the total wage of employees in your context? So what is it? So you say that you have 0.012 for cost of employee, million Vietnamese dong for one pack.
Yes.
Okay. So so you got 1 million pack. That's it. 1 million pack sold for 1 year, right? For the first year.
Right.
That's it.
That's correct.
Yes. Okay. So if we make the calculation, so it means that so we get 0.102 times 1 million. So it means that we have 12,000 for the cost of employee, right? Is that yeah? So how many employees do you have? You have 25 employees?
25.
No? Okay.
No, it's the employee productivities.
Okay. So it means that if I understand, so we have 1 million pack and we have 0.012 million of Vietnamese dongs. So that's so what's the salary of an employee for 1 year? One employee for 1 year. What is the salary?
Yeah, we have the salary for 1 day is 0.3, and we will multiply it with 365 days per year to calculate the salary for a year.
Okay.
And also, yeah, we will prepare the material and electric here with the same calculations to have the total cost.
Okay, so in your cost of goods sold, so we got employee, we got raw materials, and you consider also electricity. That's it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can come back to the rest, and we can go on.
Okay, please wait a minute. Okay, so we continue with the calculations here. Based on the assumptions, we have the selling cost of goods sold and the gross profit here. You can see that it increased year by year until it's decreased in the 4 years. And we also have the tax at 25% to give the unlevered net income. Consider with the free cash flow that will plus depreciations and also less the capital expenditures and net working capital.
Sorry, sorry, why do we have a negative EBIT 30,000 the year 0? What is it?
Okay.
Line 7, you have minus 30,000 for the EBIT, but I don't see expenses before. So what is it?
Oh, I think it's our, sorry, I think it's our mistake. It's the cost for research and development.
Okay. So we should have minus 13 in line 5, right? Okay. So
right.
Okay. So please continue.
Okay. So we also consider the present value, as we all know, and we have the last result at NPV is positive. It's 110 million, and the IRR at 56%.
Okay, so it's quite high. So usually when we have a IRR like this, it means that maybe we forget costs, or maybe we're too optimistic for the costs. So certainly in real life, you would have to go again. It's like you would consider that this is your first draft of the project, and now you can maybe go into more details to see what do you forget. Certainly, maybe what is your explanation for selling, general, and administrative expenses? How did you calculate this for line 4? Selling, general, and administrative expenses. So yeah.
For selling general and advances, we have the initial cost of 7,000-8,000 million Vietnam dong, and we calculate that it's increased 20.
And what?
And in the first 3 years, it's been increased because we want to focus on the productions, and at the 4 year, it's been decreased a little bit because at that time we will consider to change the products to the new one.
Okay, but how do you what do you have in the 78,000? Year one. What cost? What details of cost do you have?
In this one, we will have the selling price is the
selling general administrative expenses. How did you calculate 78? That's my question. How did you calculate 78,000 in selling general administrative expenses? Do you have a detail of the cost you considered, or?
So we based on the history data of Vinamilk to pay for the marketing activities or the cost for rent office and branches to sell the cost. So it's basically based on our experience for the existing products. That to give this number.
Okay. So this is where I think maybe if you had this project to do in real life, maybe this is where maybe you can go further to know more about cost of goods sold, selling general administrative expenses, to know more the details of the cost you have. But at least you are able to build a calculation NPV and IRR. So please continue.
Yeah. Okay, so to bring another pictures that we have here is a chart of revenue and cost with the three main line, cost and the net income that we calculate above. And for the cash flow and the payback periods, as our assumptions and also our calculations, we think that we will complete the payback period at the first quarter of year 3. When you see here is the start positive, the number is start to get positive.
Okay.
Yeah. And for the IRR,
sorry for the payback period for the when it becomes positive, the cash flow. So the cash flow are discounted. So when you say present value of free cash flow, so it means the cash flows are discounted, right? The one you have,
right?
Yeah. Okay. So it's discounted.
Yeah, we calculated discount.
Okay, so discounted payback period. Okay.
That's
Okay.
And for the IRR rules, to give another reason that we calculate the IRR at 56%, is where the NPV is 0. So it means that if the discount rate is below this the level 56%, we still have the NPV is positive. So move to the sensitivity analysis. Mr. Kian will bring you another analysis, and he will continue the presentations.
Okay.
Can you see? Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Now I will present some additional information about cost of capital. Yes. And as we can see on the chart, NPV, yes, NPV will be 0 as a point of 56%. Yes. It means that project have a quite high IRR, so that's allow us to commit profit to shareholder, and we can issue some high interest bond to raise more capital for the project, while still assuring a positive NPV. And the relation between NPV and units sold, we have the point that NPV become positive is that 700,000 price. Yes. After this point, NPV we positive, and we talk about price, unit price of sand mill. The point that NPV is zero is so small, and that we can discount price up to 40%. Yes, to marketing, and it's still NPV positive. It is the relation between unit price and NPV.
Okay.
Can see that. Okay. And that's why NPV 0 is between is near about 0.19. And the cost of cost of ozone is including labor cost and material cost and electricity, and we can see that NPV we zero we when cost of ozone is greater than 0.17. And more detail about cost of ozone, we can see the labor cost. We can see that with labor cost, we can double salary, but NPV is still positive.
So
that means that we can offer high salary to skilled worker, and we can pay more salary to worker.
Okay, so because it's 8:27, so just for this sensitivity analysis, if you have some criteria are more sensitive than others, so in your opinion, which is the most sensitive parameter for your NPV? Is it labor cost? Is it cost per goods sold? According to your analysis, what is the most sensitive parameter?
I think material cost is more sensitive to NPV.
Okay.
Because if material cost is increased about 50%, NPV will be negative.
There is one microphone which is open somewhere. I don't know where, but okay. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. So, okay. So maybe it's time to conclude or to move on because it's nearly half an hour.
Yes. Mr. Yang, we can continue.
Okay.
Your presentations. Now we will move to our conclusions.
Okay.
So, the projected advantage of Vinamilk existing network of Asian customers. So that's explain why the cost does not incur much network cost. The new formula also allow to reduce the product cost and help the customer to have experience with the new taste. And also the selling price is really competitive than other product in the market right now. And you can see that we have the positive NPV, a stable cash flow, and also high IRR. The payback period is very fast. We assume that in the first month of the third year, we will complete this payback period. So basically, this product is really attractive and promising. So we think that it's there to invest. So that is our presentation. So we have some appendix here in case you have some questions for how we calculate like the selling price that we compare for all the products. And our main competitor is the Hatchu Mill here, and also our existing products. And yeah, this slide I showed you before about the cost. So yeah, thank you for your attention. So now is the questions time. Feel free to ask us the questions.
Okay, thank you already. Yes, I just wanted to just we have let's take 5 minutes to conclude. Just you talked about cannibalization, but I didn't see cannibalization in your calculation. Did you consider cannibalization, and did you consider also opportunity cost? Okay,
yeah,
so okay,
maybe
I can see. No.
Yeah, maybe I don't see it.
So sometimes, you know, sometimes I maybe I cannot see everything. So yeah, I see it now. So you consider that in your calculation. So cannibalization is considered. And
yes.
What about the? Did you consider any opportunity cost or no? Cannibalization only.
Yeah,
Okay.
we always have the cannibalization here.
Okay. Okay. No, it was just okay. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't say what can I say? Yeah, it's a correct work. What I can say as a conclusion is that you understood the topic of capital budgeting because you've been able to show how to calculate NPV IRR and everything. So that's correct. I think we as I said, maybe you would need more time to go more into details for cost calculation, because I think this is you are too optimistic for the NPV IRR, so maybe we are missing some costs. Okay, but I can understand that because it's not such a long time to prepare the project, so it's not easy for you to think about everything. So that was correct. The product is clear. Presentation is clear as well. So we have a sensitivity analysis and some other things which are presented. So it's a correct work. So thank you very much for your presentation. And I don't know if there is someone who has a question. So I see in the chat very quickly. So we have Luong, who says, I'd love to drink milk, so I'll be the customer of Send Milk. So you already have one friend in the room, and the second one with Trung. So at least I don't know for the NPV, but you convince people with the Lotus Milk, which is already a good thing. I would like to taste that as well. I think it's a good idea. I will invest in this project. How about 1 million for 550? So you have convinced a lot of people, because they it's time for negotiation now for the shares. So
yeah, we will consider it.
Okay, I think it's a good sign. So thank you very much, Group 5. Unfortunately, we have to move on to give some time for the other groups. So if you can stop sharing your screen, and so we can move to group number 6, please.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so group number 6, it's your turn. Just for you to know, so you sent me your presentation before, but I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna read them and everything, but I said to myself, no, maybe it's better I don't read. So when people present, if the presentation is clear, I will understand. Okay, so I don't want to, I didn't read before. I have your documents just in case for after I need to check some information, but I decided not to read them before. So your presentation must be clear. Okay, so I think it's time now to give the microphone to Mr. from group number 6.
Okay. Yeah.
Dũng ơi, sorry, we cannot hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear
Yes,
you.
clear
Can you hear
now.
me now?
Yes.
Okay, sure. I will begin again. So, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. We lost you. We lost you again. We lost you again.
Dũng ơi, we lost your voice again. Can you close to the microphone? As we test before.
Okay. So clear now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll check again with the mic. Okay, sure. So good evening, everyone. We are group number 6, and today I'll present you on our new product for the Sheraton Hotel Hanoi, which is called Afternoon High Tea Project. And our speech today will consist of 3 parts. The first part is to give you an overview on the Sheraton Hanoi Hotel. The second part is the analysis of our product, the Afternoon High Tea. And the final part is our conclusions in this new project. To begin with, Sheraton Hanoi Hotel was established in 2003, and this is among the few 5-star hotels in Hanoi, which is managed by the Marriott International, which is one of the largest group in hospitality worldwide, with existence in over 131 countries all over the world. The hotel was located in the shore of the West Lake, so it has an exceptional location compared to other peers in the market. Within the hotel, we provide about 299 rooms and suites, alongside with 4 restaurants, as you can see from the slide here, and a bar and a lounge. Besides, the hotel also offers a complexity of facilities, including the meeting rooms, the fitness centers, the tennis court, the relaxation centers, and the swimming pool. And combining all those criteria, Sheraton Hotel has always been
Sorry, we have a problem. We lost. Can you unmute your mic and? Because we were hearing some other people, and we don't hear you anymore. Your mic is closed.
Yes, I have turned on my mic.
Okay, we hear something.
Yeah. So Sheraton Hotel has always been considered as one of the top 10 5-star hotels in the region. Here you can see the business performance for the past few years of the hotel. And within the income structures of the hotel, the majority is coming from the room services, which we have calculated to be account for almost 60% of the hotel income for the last 3 years. The second biggest part belong to...
Sorry, how do you have this information? Is there one of you who work in the hotel business?
Yes, one of our group member is working at... Yes. One of our group member is working at a certain hotel. So we have some statistic on the performance of the hotel.
So this is real information?
Yes, this is the real information.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, within the income structure of the hotel, the majority with 60% is coming from the room services. And the second biggest part belong to F&B services, and the remaining of around 20% is belonging to catering services. And because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have seen a significant reductions in terms of the visited guests from the hotel, which affect the income from room services. And in order to improve the income of the hotel and walk the hotel through these difficult situations, the hotel managers have decided to invest more on developing new product for the food and beverage service. We have break down the food and beverage performance for the last few years, as you can see from the chart here. And the majority of the income is coming from the restaurants, and a very minor part coming from the lounge. So since the beginning of the year, we have launched one product, which is called Grab and Go, in order to increase the income from the F&B, FIS mentioned with you before. The Grab and Go here is the product which combines the selection of one food and one beverage for the customer. And the performance for the product so far is sometimes we think that it does not meet the satisfy the management requirement. The cover per day is only 10, with the sale price of 250,000 Vietnamese dong. The attribution of this product to the revenues of the launch is only 8.4%. So with the ambitions of the management board, we have decided to launch a new product, which I will present with you now, which is called the Afternoon High Tea Project. And with the launch of this new product, the expectations of the management board is to improve gradually the income from the F&B services. The key concept for the Afternoon Tea Project here is based on the English Afternoon Tea High Tea set. We provide the customer with more variable choice compared to the only 2 choice of the Grab and Go. Customer for the Afternoon High Tea Project can choose up to 10 items in their package to enjoy. And the advantage of this product compared to the prior product, firstly, is on the diversifications of the item within the package. And the second thing is we also provide high level of servicing and food quality compared to the prior product. Actually, before we launch this product, we also have some research on other peers in the market. And we have chosen the biggest 5 peers of the certain hotel. And you can see here the average price for the tea set for those peers is vary from 400,000 Vietnamese dong up to 600,000 Vietnamese dong. And we have decided the price for our project is at around 470,000 Vietnamese dong, which is quite resilient compared to other peers.
Mm-hmm. Sounds reasonable.
Yeah. So these some key assumptions for the product. So in terms of the Afternoon High Tea product, we will start at next year, 2021, with the base of over 5.4 thousand units covered. And the growth rate for the units sold will be around 30% per year for the next 3 years. The sale price for the product stays stable at around 470,000 Vietnamese dong, as I have mentioned with you before, with the cost of 250,000 Vietnamese dong. Once we launch the new product, Afternoon High Tea, this will calibrate the existing product of Grab and Go So the units sold of the prior product will be reduced by 1.6 thousand covers in the first year, and up to 2.7 thousand covers in the last year, 2023, according to our projection. The operating expense here, we have decided to divide into two main parts. The first part is on personnel, and the second part is on the marketing expense. In terms of personnel, for launching the new product, we have to hire 1 manager and 5 seasonal staff to serve the customer, and we will make them to operate 365 days per year, and the average cost for those personnel will be around 572 million Vietnamese đồng per year, and we assume it to be stable for the next 3 years. The second part is on the market.
Yes, for the just for the personnel. So you say that so people will be working full time on this.
Yes, we will have.
Sorry, for the people, we will have two parts. The one is manager. They will working full time. It means that 9 hours per day. But we also hire the casual, mean that the seasonal labor. This one they will work 4 or 5 hours per day, and the salary will calculate based on the hour.
Okay, and do you when you say the number of units covers like 5,475? Are we talking about the one person
the
is
number
buying? One person is buying.
Yes, correct.
Okay, and so how many? My question is, what was your assumption for the number of afternoons in a year?
Yeah, yeah. It's a great question because we calculate based on the actual numbers, the actual cover come to the lounge, and currently they normally for every day we have average 40 and up to maximum 50% to use a lobby lounge. So and for the grab and go we have around 10%. That is the one who has the demand for food, finger food and some snack. That's why we come up with average 15% cover per day for the first year launch, and especially for the next year we think that with the economic situation the economic hasn't recovered 100% yet, so we think that 15 cover per day is very reasonable number, and the number for the next year will increase later.
Okay, so sorry, because I thought that you were organizing events during the afternoon, but finally it's the afternoon IT is available every day, right? And so your assumption is that the first year 50% activity and then it go bigger and bigger, right? But every day it's available, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. I thought it was like, I thought that you were trying to, the hotel was trying to organize special events with afternoon high teas from time to time. But no, you're trying to have it to use the lounge space as busy as possible. Okay.
Yes, we want to utilize the available of lounge to generate revenue instead of use a meeting room as an event, as you mentioned.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Mr., please, you can continue with the marketing expenses.
Yes. So in terms of the marketing expense, we will use both digital marketing and traditional marketing. In terms of the digital marketing, we're planning to advertise on the social media, and in terms of traditional marketing, we would use the flyers to introduce our product to the potential customers. The next thing I want to mention is on the capital expenditures, which is the initial cost that we have to invest since the beginning of the project, and this would belong to the chair, to the table, to the tea set that we have to newly purchase for the customer, alongside with the redesign of the launch in order to attract more customers to go there and to enjoy our new product. It would take around 950 million Vietnamese đồng in the first year, and we expect the depreciation rate will be around 20% per year for 5 years. Okay. The corporate tax we assume is at 20% per year, And within the working capital here, in terms of inventory, we decide to set the inventory at around 5 days, which is around nearly 1% of the cost of goods sold. The receivables is at 4% of sales, and the payable is at 6% of cost of goods sold. And this criteria that we have been research on the average numbers of the food and beverage industry, alongside with the research on the statistics of the Starbucks coffee chain.
Why inventory is only 1%? Do you who is manufacturing the food? Is it something you buy from the outside, or is it something you do yourself?
Yeah, majority the ingredient we need to buy from our outside, but to make it become for the item to sell is by our hotel. So that's why the inventory only 1%.
Okay, because you take food from the restaurant?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Okay, it seems still a little bit low, because we could consider, but it's good. I understand it's it makes sense what you say, but so yeah, maybe we could imagine that inventory is a little bit more, and then there is a sort of a positive cannibalism effect for the restaurant activity. I think so, but I understand your assumption, but it's maybe still a little bit optimistic, because I can feel that here you're thinking about your project, but it means that you ask the restaurant to help you. So I think the restaurant would say something like, okay, but what do I have in return? So the question would be, who is owning the stock? Who is owning the inventory? Is it like a restaurant or not? So I think it's still a little bit optimistic, but I understand. Okay. Okay, you can go on.
So I will go ahead. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Here's the earning forecast for our project. Firstly, in terms of the sales, for the first year, we expect to have around 2.5 million Vietnamese đồng of sales in 2021. And the gross profit for the first year will be at around 950 million Vietnamese đồng, with an operating expense, including marketing expense and personnel expense, stable for the 3 years. So the operating expense is at 642 million Vietnamese đồng.
Okay, it's just
the depreciation rate.
Just I think the calculation is correct, but I see line 10. Depreciation is supposed to be with parentheses, so it means that it's negative. But in your calculation, it should be positive. So we add back the depreciation, but this is what you do, because you do 100 plus 190 plus 33. So it's just line 10. The presentation of the 190, you should not have parentheses, but the calculation is correct. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
So, thank you. And computing on the criteria, the earning before income tax for the first year will be about 125 million Vietnamese đồng for 2021. And with the growth rate of 30% per year of the sale, as I mentioned with you earlier, in 2023, we expect the earning before income tax will be stay at about 780 million Vietnamese đồng. In terms of the free cash flow for 2021, it was around 250 million, and it will go up to 750 million in year 3. The next thing I want to mention is on the net present value of the project. The first criteria is the project cost of capital, because in this model, we do not use the lending from the banks. So we expect the cost of capital will be consist of 3 different parts. The first part is the risk-free rate of return, which we have choose the Vietnamese government bond rate at 2.66% per year. The second part is the beta statistic, and we have doing a research on the beta statistic of the hospitality industry. And the final figure that we have is at 1.2%. And the final part is the growth rate of the stock market of Vietnam, the VN Index, for the last 3 years. And combining those three criteria, we have come into the project cost of capital at around 18%.
Okay.
The discount factor, yeah.
I remember you showed me the details of this yesterday when I was in your room, so I was convinced about your calculation.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. And combining,
but you could have shown to your colleague, but it's okay. I mean, we cannot show everything, but if your colleagues want to know more, it's okay. Okay, so please continue.
Yeah. So combining the project cost of capital, the discount factor, and the PV of the free cash flow, we have come into the NPV of the project is at 60 million in the first year. So here's the short list for our findings. The IRR of the project is at 21.5%, which is higher than the cost, and the NPV is at 18%. Is 60 million Vietnamese đồng, as I have mentioned with you earlier. We also doing a sensitivity analysis for our model, and with a quick glance at our table here, you can see that there is two factors that we think would be the most sensitivity to the profit of the project, which is the unit sold and the sale price. So our managers should be take a resilient or a prudent approach in managing those criteria in order to manage the profit of the whole project. And after all the calculation, we have come into the conclusion, firstly with the positive NPV and the higher IRR compared to the cost, we have been assumed that the afternoon high tea project will have to diversify and increase the revenue of the launch as the determinations of the management board. And with an initial investment of the hotel at 950 million Vietnamese đồng, and other key assumption as I have clarified with you earlier, the project will have an NPV at over 60 million Vietnamese đồng, and the IRR at 21.5% in 3 years' time. So this is the end of our presentation today. Thanks for your attention. And if you have any inquiry, just feel free to raise, and we'll be glad to help you to clarify. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I applause already because I have my mic on, so you can hear. So it's a very good presentation. I have just a few clarifications. Did you consider cannibalization, and did you consider opportunity cost in your project?
Yes, we consider this one.
Okay. Can you show me where, or very quickly?
Dũng ơi, can you change to the slide assumption?
Key assumptions. Okay. So yeah, I don't see clearly cannibalization
so I think I will share you with the Excel, so it will be much clearer.
Okay. Okay, so you have cannibalization. I can see it. So what is your cannibalization assumption? What is so you're taking business from which activity?
So because we are launching two products at the same time, the grab and go and the afternoon high tea.
Okay.
We expect that if we launch the afternoon high tea, it will be cannibal with the first product, the grab and goes for 2021.
Okay. Sorry, I missed that. Did you have any assumption for opportunity cost, like lost rent in HomeNet, or no? Okay, and okay, yeah, maybe, yeah.
No, at this stage we haven't calculated this one.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for your transparency. Yes, can you go back to your, sorry, can you go back to your PowerPoint document with a calculation of the NPV? I just have one last question. If you have question in the chat, you can chat your question, ask for question. Okay, so no, it's not really a question, or maybe you can ask it as a question. So your project is clear. I think you understand how to calculate your cost and revenues. The only thing, when you have a look at the sales, for example, we can see that, or even the free cash flows. See, the free cash flow of year 2023 is 756, right? So it's 3 times the free cash flow of year 1, which is 253. So so it seems that for your NPV to be positive, you need really to develop the activity in 2 years or 3 years, that there are a lot more and more customers. Do you think you would be able to do that, especially if the COVID is finished? Do you think you will be able to still develop this activity in a normal economical context?
I think yes, because for the Sheraton Hotel is very famous and have the reputation in terms of food and beverage. However, for the COVID situation, and we also take the negative number for 2021. That's why you see the number is quite humble with only 2.5. But for 2022 and 2023, we can increase the cover, and we estimate only 30%. It also even a little bit negative than the reality, because we think that even for the next 2 years, the recovery will be faster, and we can reach the higher number than the one we present now.
Okay. Okay, so thank you for your answer. So I don't have other questions, but I can give you some quick feedback. I will write a feedback, and I will provide that to Kyolin, and that she will send the feedback to each group. But so yeah, I like your project because it's realistic. We can see, this is what I like to see, is that when students, they use the tools we studied together, but they are thinking about how they can implement that in the one project they know. And this is what you did. And the assumptions are quite simple in terms of calculation. There is nothing fancy, but we can feel that you master the assumptions you make, and the project makes sense. You know, the IT afternoon, everything. It's really very coherent what you did for the different phases of your presentation. So I think, I don't know for the other students. So but for me, it was a very good presentation. So group 7. Sheraton is 5 stars. So how much minimum do I need to eat here? And do I have to dress well? So this is from Luan.
Of course.
Yes, of course. Okay. Bravo, group 6. I would definitely go with your project. However, I have no money left because maybe this is how she already bought 50% of the shares for the milk. So could I offer myself to work as a manager for 1 year to trade with 50% of your project share? Okay. So I think Ha is a very, very, strong investor. Huh? So, okay. So no further question. But okay, so that was a very good presentation. Congratulations again. So let me applaud you again. Very good project. So
thank you, Professor.
Yeah, bravo to you. And so unfortunately, we have to stop here to give some time for group 7 and 8. So thank you very much for your presentation, and we keep in touch. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for your time and support.
Okay, so it's time now to go for group number 7. So please, can you unshare your screen, group 6, because we need the screen for group 7. Okay, so two things. Yeah, no, one thing. So be careful if you're not in the group with presenting to close down your mic. so it doesn't create noises. And I was just laughing because I think that Hien was like asked to if he was a free rider in the Zoom because he didn't change the name, and so people were maybe thinking that Aria was someone from, I don't know, out of CFVG or something like this, spying on our very smart projects. So no, it was someone from CFVG, so it's okay. So it was just made me smile. So now we can move on to group 7 presentation. I think we have a question from Hien, but since it's number 2 is from Ho Chi Minh City, so he's not supposed to ask questions for this day. Is just attending to presentations. So we are giving the mic to the group number 7, and so we're listening to you now.
Okay. Thank you, Professor, and good morning to Professor, and good evening for everyone. So my name is Trần Trung Hiếu. I'm CEO of Z7 Corporation Group. So we are the company specializing in supply the Robusta coffee bean in Vietnam and export to the Europe and Asia markets. Our mission today is bringing to you, our investor, the profitable project and looking for your agreements on our new project and make sure that we will have the solid success in the futures. So within 20 minutes, our team have 6 people who would like to introduce about our project. Firstly, introduce about the coffee and starting point, job descriptions, and also the assist strategy. And finally, we would like to hear and listen your valuable question or comment for our project evaluations. And if we have time, we also want to talking about the sensitivity testing. So let me move to the page number 3. So we would like to brief about the coffees and the market trend at this moment. Coffee tree is native to the Ethiopia and grow now in the coffee belt along the equator. There are around 60 countries grows in the coffee in these coffee belts in Vietnam, and Vietnam is the first ranking of the Robusta coffee output in the market. So let me update a bit about the market fact and some chance of the market. In terms of the market supplies, Vietnam coffee is producing increasing 0.7% compared with same periods, while the global supply slowed down with a 2.2%. Forecast that Vietnam's coffee productions export will be increasing. Besides that, especially the roasted and instant coffees had already increasing 7% in third quarter of 2020. And for the market demands, despite of the COVID, Vietnam still increased 1% of the export value compared with the same previous year. And besides that, the global consumption also rose 4.3% compared with same periods. Potentially, firstly, domestic coffees consumptions will be increasing. And in fact, that is already double increasing since 2008 to 2019. So secondly, COVID pandemic bringing to the new coffee drinking habits demand, and the processed coffees and how can I say it's some kind of changing in habit on the working from home or isolated period is also changing the habits. For the pricing, end of the third quarter, the Robusta pricing is now running on the middle range of the pricing of 2020, and forecast that the pricing will decline because the huge supply of the markets will be increased, especially from the Brazil, where the Brazilian reals is now keep continuing depreciated. So let me move to the next page. Okay, how can I say? with all the advantage of the markets and also doing the research, we already discussed, and the project management decided to bring on board to discuss to launch a new project. So we understand that the opportunity of the market also have, there are three pillars that we think we should bring to the success of the project. The first thing is political. The EV agreement already released on 1st of the August of 2020 will bring us a good opportunity. While the tax reduced from 12% to 0%, it will have support to export to zero. And secondly, about the environment. Coffee itself already benefit for our environment. So we really consider that to product eco coffee product with using less plastic or glass will be serious consider how to produce in our coffee products. For social life, the changing world under the COVID situations also make the people changing on their drinking habit from the coffee shop to the house, working environments. And nowadays, the young generation also looking for the eco products to keep the environments. So from that, our teams decide to start the project Drip Back Robusta Coffee. So the project may have some challenge and also facing up some opportunities. Firstly, this is the slowdown of the raw coffee consumption, and also export will be reduced. And it cannot recover for 2 or 3 years. However, we have some opportunities. In fact, that the fuel supply from the market, and beside that, the reducing of the pricing in the futures, and also the high demand from the overseas or domestic will help to increasing the sale. And we make the strategies that first, reducing the inventory loading. Secondly, increasing the sale by approaching the new client, especially some the retailer at the domestic and overseas. So I would like to invite the project manager to sharing with you about some point of the project. I pass to you, please.
Thank you, Mr. Hill. And now I, as a project manager, will introduce the overall project. As the CEO presented, with the increase in coffee supply market and the effect of COVID-19, harvested coffee have to be stored for more days before shipment. This increased the storage cost and at the same time decrease the capital turnover ratio. So we have considered one solution is to expand the warehouse size, but this method only has to solve the short-term problem without providing a long-term strategy. The main strategy of this project is to reduce the inventory cost by opening a new direction for the company. Produce filtered coffee bag means roasted coffee has been packaged together with a filter. Our target customer is those who don't like the instant coffee, which is low tasted and contains many synthetic chemicals, but also don't have time for brewing coffee. The value we want to achieve, which is shown on the right-hand side of the screen, firstly is to reduce the pressure on inventory cost, and then diversifying the revenue streams in the future by expanding business development directions, and secondly, to bring a high-quality product, which is delicious, convenient, and environmentally. As you can see in the center of the slide, is the process making of the drip baked coffee. Firstly, we input raw material to the production line in the warehouse, which will be blended, mixed, and customized the taste. After that, they will be packed into bags before distributing to the retailers. And finally, the used coffee can be reused as a fertilizers or a deodorizer. Now, Mr. Thành will present the market results of this product.
Just one question quickly. You say you have a lot of visuals. You say the source is G7 project core team. So is it you who created all the visuals, or is it something you used already in a...
we present visual.
I'm sorry. Is it
sorry? Could you please repeat the question?
Yes. You have a lot of visuals, but you say this. You in the bottom of the document you have the source, like G7 project core team. So is it you, or is it like visuals you've been using also in another context?
No. This is us. We just created, and so we play like a role play. Like we are currently working in a company named G7 Corporation, and we are the project teams.
And so, is there someone in the group who's working in the coffee industry?
No, professor.
Okay. So thank you very much. So please go on.
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm Khánh. I'm market research, and I will show you the based on the fact of the previous presentation that the white collar customer are currently occupy a large quantity in the domestic foreign market. So G7 Corporate focus on unique premium product with the middle price friendly environment with the white collar customer. Take easy to imagine. We will show the differentiation between our product and the competitor in the market today. Let me use three traditional coffee brand to the example. Starbucks. For the Starbucks company, the main product is bottle can of coffee with a variety of flavor. The Lee coffee production is the main product is traditional coffee. Vietnamese coffee is the roast and ground. The New Zealand coffee is the coffee bag. We can see that the first advantage of G7 product is the price. Gathering from the online shop, you can see in the slide, we're proud to be the second cheapest price in the market. We have the same target customer in Starbucks coffee, but the price of G7 product is only 66% in comparison with the competitor. Besides, we care about the environment. Environment will be the trend of the next 5 years when environmental problems are getting more serious. Young people are now raise awareness in environmental protection with the campaign avoid product, plastic, and metal. So that we product self-destruction paper can be fertilized and deodorized. This make us have a high value position in social responsibility. Our research department have found that G7 product have own advantages of the competitor. However, we found that we brand new product and we prepare strategy to sell it in the market. So I introduce Ms. Lương, head of sales department, to present the product sale.
Okay, merci Khánh. Hi everyone, my name is Lương, head of sales of the project. As you know, from the project goal as well as research from the market, we make prediction 3 parts: product sale and cost, operating expenses, and working capital. And my part is product sale and cost key metric. As you can see on the slides, the first key metric is the maximum production cap of new Robusta drip bag coffee is 500,000 bags per year. Projected first year units sold would be 80%. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm unmute. Sorry, Professor, the connection is not stable, so
it's okay for me. I heard it.
Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, you can continue. I heard everything.
Okay. Thank you. Sir.
Hello.
Okay, I continue. My part is product sale and cost key metric. as you can see on the slides. The first key metric is maximum production cap of new Robusta drip bag coffee is 500,000 bags per year. Projected first year unit sold would be 80% of max production cap, 10% growth in second year, and 2% in third year to reach approximately 90% cap as desired. The second key metric is sale price. Sale price first year would be $13 and continue to grow at 1.2% per year, according to Japan and Germany inflation rate. Cost of goods had 45% margin of first year price and will remain the same due to stable price of raw material. The last key metric is the existing coffee product will need to forego equivalent 25% of new coffee units sell every year. And current sale price of this existing coffee is 1/3 of a new coffee with cost of goods with higher margin, about 60% of sale price. Same prediction as new Robusta drip bag coffee for second and third year. That's my part for product sale and cost. About the second part, operating expenses, I would like to introduce Ms. Chang, Head of Operation, who will talk about operating metric.
Sorry. Just
okay.
Same question here than for some other people. Can you explain to me what is included in the cost of goods for one bag, please? What is included?
Yeah.
Because we see it's 45% margin, and so can you show me how you checked that it's a reasonable assumption?
Okay, so currently we are operating in the commodity trade, and we are currently selling the existing Robusta coffee as the current price. And in order to develop this new product, that we need to, as the instruction, that we need to get the additional material, like the container bag, and then we need to edit more cost for the label and the printing, and as well as the package. So it's make up the price is like 3 times the cost of the product is 3 times higher than our existing. And from come up with the expected margin, we have come up with the sale price for the new product that we would like to attain into the market.
Okay, so if I summarize, you firstly based your cost of goods sold calculation on existing product, and then you have a little bit more because you have additional cost you consider, right? That's it?
Yes, because we need to purchase the flavor that we mentioned, right? We need to do the new product. It's a refined product. It's not a raw material. So we have a flavor material purchase. So we add up a higher cost from the additional material. And we need to get a higher quality of the raw material in order to get into the market. So it's a little bit higher cost from our existing Robusta. And then we add additional for packaging and printing, labeling, stuff like that. So it all add up to come up with the cost of goods sold for a new product.
Okay, so we can go with. Thank you very much for your answer. We can move on to the OPEX, I guess, with the next person. I'll let you talk.
Yes, thank you, Professor. Hi everyone, my name is Pandit Uchai, and I am in charge of operation of the project. Now I will present some operation data as you can see on the slide. Firstly, to develop a new product, G7 Corporation needs to pay one-time upfront research and development cost for 300,000 to come up with suitable flavor for local customers into exporting markets of Germany and Japan. So the R&D cost would be 200,000 in year 0. Secondly, our firm also decided to reserve about 5% of total sales revenue for marketing costs to run launching and promotions. So the marketing cost would be 5% of total sales each year. And the top-down cost for general and administrative expenses for management team is 10% of total sale, which has the similar calculation with marketing costs. Project team also predict that there will be 2% cost of total sale needed for transportation. The project will need to occupy company's current free space, which is potential for leasing at 150,000 in the first year and 5% growth of rental fee over years. So we consider the opportunity cost of lost rent is 150,000 at year 1 and grows up 5% annually. Besides, the company will need to set up a factory at cost of 2 million paying upfront, and expected useful life is 10 years, as well as purchasing 5 new machines costing 200,000 each, with expected useful life is 5 years. So at the capital expenditure account in year 0, equipment it be 1 million and factory would take another 1 million. Applying straight line basis method, depreciation rate would be 20% and 10% respectively. Other related expenses include fixed 10,000 per year to maintenance the equipment and reserve an additional 1% of total sales. And the last account is the corporate tax is set to be about 25% and likely to remain for the next 4 years. So that's all for operation expenses. May I introduce Mr. Nguyễn Việt Hà, Head of Finance, to show you about working capital and other financial indicators.
Well, thank you, my project team, and my beloved potential investor. Let me walk through, before we walk through into the financial evaluation for this project, the last 3 assumption that prediction that we need to get for this financial income calculation will be the inventory ratio. So I follow the formula of day of inventory DSI, DSI, in order to calculate this ratio. So I will do the peer, because it's a new product, it's a new market that we enter. So I do the peer benchmarking with, and I know that there are normally at average of 27 days of inventory requirements, and follow the equation that I have come up with the 7.59% for the inventory. For the receivable and the payable is due to the company policy and industry standard that is come up with 20% and 10.50% for payable. And I don't want to spend too much time on calculate the day for receivable and payable. Okay, so next we will go into the financial evaluation. So slide, okay. Okay, so with the provided project information, we are able to calculate the total sales with equivalent of the units of goods sold and then time by the sale price, and the cost of goods sold, the same thing. So we are able to calculate the gross profits. So overall, it's a few highlights here that you can see that we will realize negative EBIT and negative net income for the initial setup here. And we start realize a positive net income for the operating year from the first year into the third year of the project. We also need to do the factor for the cannibalization with the forego of our existing Robusta, because we use the raw material of that. So with that calculation that we projected that our sale will get lower. However, because we forego existing Robusta, that's why you can see with the cannibal and opportunity cost factoring, we had a lower of cost of goods sold as well. But it will, in the end, it will also lower our gross profit with this project, and it led to a lower net income for this project after we factor the cannibalization and opportunity cost. Okay, so just follow the ratio for inventory, account payable, and account receivable. The formula you can see above. Here we were able to calculate the net working capital years over year, as well as the increase net change in net working capital year over year. A detailed calculation I can show you in the financial model later. Okay, so with that, we were able to calculate the free cash flow for this project. So what we do is we add back the depreciation, and then we need to do the less for the capital expenditure. and the following showing the free cash flow year over year from the initial setup year and the third year of the project. Next slide. Okay. And before we hand over the conclusion for my CEO, I would like to go over with you how we come up with the discount rate for this project. So pretty much because we are not listed company and this is a new project, so we cannot use our balances or our performance metric. So follow the equation here. The reason why we choose this WACC as a discount rate, because this will factor the risk for this project equivalent of the risk of the business of a company that performing in this market. So please plus the Excel file. So we see I use we have do the beers parking in order to calculate the cost of capital for a company working in this project. Oh, sorry. Excel, cái WACC, WACC. Yep. So this is the data that we got is from US data, and industry of this company is a peer that they attend in the same market. Coffee retail, and we were able to do the weight average and to get in the indication for the WACC calculations. So go back with the slide. So with all of those calculations, we will define the risk for this project or the cost of capital for this project. We remain as a discount factor at 6.72% here, 6.71%. And now Mr. CEO will walk through how the NBV come up with IRR.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ha, for your very good presentation. So as assumption that the WACC is 6.71% in hand. So let's see the cash flow we have in here. So for the first years, we have 1.4 millions, and the presents value on the third year also is 1.2 millions. And the NPV is a positive with 571,000. And the ARR also the 18.31. For the non-discount payback, we have around 2.3 years. And for discount payback, we have around 2.52 years to finish. So the conclusion here that the NPV is positive. IRR is really high compared with the cost of capitals. So we both of the management decided to undertake this project. So we would like to move to the next assumption is existing strategy. With assumption that in the year number 4, there are more competitors in the market and our sale is going down and we cannot increasing the sale more. So we will think about the strategy that we will reinvest on the equipment, factory facility, and we will sell on the equipment and facility to maybe reinvest in another project. So looking on the bottom left tables, we have the book value after 3 years. We have equipment 400 and so factory is 700. And selling price, we have around 440,000 for equipment and 800,000 for the factory. And the cash flow after tax, we have 430 and 735, and total we have 1,200. And looking on the right side, please focus on the after we sell the equipment and factory. In the year number 5, the increasing of the cash flow to 2,660,000, and the present value also increasing to 2.1 million and 94, and the NPV also increasing with the 1.5 millions. The ARR much increasing with the 33%, and the buyback non-discounts is 2.16 years, and the discounted payback is 2.27 years. So it's on this our present, but we also want to have some time more to discuss about the sensitive test. So please give us some minutes. Thank you. Hassan, please help me to explain on this.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Mr. CEO. So for just in case that I also do the examination on the key parameter here with the worst and the best case scenario for this project. So I choose 6 parameter here: unit sold, the sale price, the cost of goods sold, the net working capital, the cannibalization, and the cost of capital. And we walk you through with this. So for the unit sold that we expected, we will reach 80% of the capacity of the machine. However, we think that the worst case that we may only reach 50% of the market share, the targeted market share. And the best ratio that we may leverage it up to 1.1, which is 10% higher than our initial assumptions. The reason why it's only 1.1 is because our max cap is 900,000. So with this 1.1, we already reached the maximum of the capacity of our productions. For same thing with the sale price here, that we also doing the fluctuation that we think that the significant change will be the 30% of the worst case for the price discount that we will need to forgo for the sale price, and 30% significant no go up for the sale price. And you can see over the right hand side will be the table. It will show how a difference and how we change in the project NPV for each parameter here between the worst case and the best case. But for me, when after I do the examination, I think the most risk and possibility will be the sale price. The reason why the cannibalization is offset and is kind of like have an inverse relationship with our new product. So for example, like if we forgo a higher quantity of existing proposal, we will be able to push up a higher quantity of our new product. So it's not really impact to this NPV project. So it's more likely it's not going to happen. Same thing for net working capital and cost of capital. You see, it's very far from the break-even point. And the cost of goods sold will be not really likely from the study of the market. It's not fluctuate, so it's not be able to go a significant change to make that worst case happens. The sale price is and the unit sold is what our concern about the market share and the sale price that we'll be able to learn with the new product. So now I can show you the Excel file of how we come up with the modeling. And if you have any question, please let us know. Or if we can not answer, we will note it and we will have it answered by email as soon as possible for all our beloved investors. So NPV1. And you'll get NPV1. So this is our come up with the calculations here, or we have all the assumptions put in the drivers on the right hand side, and also I also have do the sensitive test modeling from N1.5. Okay. So yep. So here's how we come up with and sit one. Okay. Sit one. Yep. So this is the assumption for our sensitivity test on parameter here. So I will pause here to see if you have any questions for us.
No, I didn't interrupt you so much because it was very complete. So I could see that you had already a lot of things to explain in your PowerPoint document and also in your comments and everything. So I just let things go. It's very complete. I'm very impressed by your work because it's very technical and it goes even beyond what we did, because you also do a presentation for the very detailed for the weighted average cost of capital. We didn't study that together. You will study that later. So I can see you are already a very good backgrounds in finance and in accounting also, and very professional presentation with very complete sensitivity analysis, calculation of you're the first one among the three groups to talk about an exit strategy as well. So it's very good job. Congratulations, because it's not only you show that you understood what we did together. It's really like you are very already mature and professional, and you show to us that you use what we learned together to make a very solid work about the project. So I'm very happy to see to have that kind of presentation, because it shows that students from CFVG are very high potential. Thank you very much. Okay, do you have any questions in the room?
Thank you, Professor.
Yeah, you're welcome. And also, yes, I noticed that in this group you tried that everyone is participating to the presentation, so that's good too. I mean, it shows also that it's nice for everyone. Okay, so a good group dynamic I can feel. Okay, so. Okay, so I guess I'm sorry, we have to stop that with group 7, because we're already a little bit late. So we need group 8 now to see. It's 9:40, so certainly we will finish with a few minutes late. I'm very sorry for this. And I think we're waiting for to buy 50% of the shares, huh? But if there is money left somewhere, okay. If not. If not,
yeah, it's me now. I asked for 1 billion of equivalent of 10% of share.
Okay. So I'll let you guys negotiate. It's not me to intervene in that. So no, I'm more seriously, I really would like now that if you can unshare your screen, so we can give the possibility to group number 8 to come. So I'm really sorry, because certainly we'll finish a little bit after 10. So I mean, I would understand if some of you guys have to leave at 10, but we will take the time, of course, to offer group 8 the time to be listened to the same way than the others. So certainly we'll have like 10:10 or 10:15. And so now it's time to listen to group number 8. So we cannot hear you, huh, for the moment.
Allô?
Oui, allô?
Allô?
Yes.
Oui.
Bonjour.
Yes. Oui. Bonsoir, monsieur.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, monsieur Grosset. Oui. Tout d'abord, je voudrais vous souhaiter la bonne soirée, la bonne santé et le bonheur pour vous et votre famille.
Merci pour votre famille et vous aussi, et pour le groupe 8 également. Merci beaucoup.
Et voilà. Et actuellement, notre groupe a envie de vous remercier beaucoup pour votre cours dans les récentes journées. Et maintenant, pour votre attention à notre projet. Et voici notre présentation en anglais.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, it's good to hear some French. So it was a very nice conversation, and now yes, the group 8 is switching to English, the international business language. Unfortunately, it's not French; it's English. So it's more important for you to master English than French, that's for sure. But that's very nice to hear some French. Very well. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
So I start. Good evening, everyone. I'm glad to be the first representative of Group 8 to tell you all about our project today. And my group has 6 members, includes Mr. Phan Quốc Đông, Mr. Nguyễn Hiếu Nghĩa, is me, Mr. Trần Trung Vương, Miss Vũ Hằng, Miss Tạ Lê Thu Hà, and Mrs. Trần Thanh Trung. Today, our project is investing in rice factories and processing lines to produce a new type of rice product named golden flour rice. But before starting to share our project in detail, I would like to give you a brief introduction of our company. Our company is a Wiener Rice Dry Stock Company, established since 1976, headquartered in Cha Nok Industrial Zone 1, Cha Nok War, Bình Thủy District in Cần Thơ City, Vietnam. Our main fields of business are retailing and wholesaling rice, agri products, food and foodstuff on domestic and foreign market. Besides this, we also manufacture and jet polypropylene bags. The company's revenues in 2019 is around 182 million US dollars and nearly 150,000 tons domestic sales. And we have three factories in Ho Chi Minh City, Cần Thơ, and An Giang province. Our products are supplied to Africa, Asia, America, Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. Our products are warmly welcomed by several markets with highly quality and unique characteristics, and our rice products are certified by the top independent inspection companies such as SGS, Bureau Veritas, Cotecna, Omix, FCC, Intertech, Live Control, and Vina Control. We also get exporting license of the Vietnam, United States, and China's government. Recently, our R&D department see a hot trend in which people change their eating method, and they eat an enzyme method and macrobiotic diets. They eat rice with nearly 0% broken to ensure that they can receive as much minerals, vitamins, and all necessary nutrients as possible. Therefore, we realize that the need for a new type of rice is increasingly higher. Besides this, we can add other nutritive substance into rice and make it fragment to create a new kind of rice that can meet demands of those customers. We also believe that the other customers would like this rice too. And you know that rice is the main grain for Vietnamese people, and people's income is increasing day by day, and many households in the cities choose rice imported with different flavors. The quality is advertised as higher than that in Vietnam, and rice imported from some markets such as Thailand, Japan has a much higher price than rice of similar quality in Vietnam. This is a chance for us to create a new type of rice with the same quality but competitive price, so that we can increase our market share in our home country. That's why we decided to invest a new project and we choose domestic market for our project this time. And the project is called Vina Rice 3. The project is based on some assumption. And now I present to Mr. Dong to continue to talk about this.
So now some project assumption. The first one is about the pre-production cost. It is the engineering and design cost will be $500,000, and it will be calculated at the R&D section and at year zero. The second assumption is about the investment. We have already have the facilities, but we will need more $1.2 million of new equipment, and this will be depreciated over a 10-year period, which stands for 10% of depreciation in 1 year.
Excuse me. Yes. Why do you choose $500,000 for R&D? Why this amount?
I consider other project to resource on new types of seed, to create a new plant or rice, and I also calculated the market resource, the initial market research fee for this.
Okay. Please go on. Yeah, please go on.
If we invest in this project in year zero, then we will have the revenue from the first year. The next assumption are about the marketing, which the sales of the product is expected to be 15,000 tons for the first year, and it will grow by the rate of 20% for the next 4 years. And its wholesale price is $1,040 per ton. For the and for the production, the actual cost of this of the golden flower rice is $940 per ton, and the company will spend at about $1.08 million from the first year to do the marketing and support and other administrative activity. We also calculate the three rate, that is about the account payable, account receivable, and inventory, which is that the receivable is about 4% of 4% of the cannibalization sales, and the payable is the 2% of the cannibalization cost of goods sold, and the inventory is 5%.
Why did you choose that percentage?
Can you please explain?
Yes, we choose the inventory is 5% calculated with the cost of goods sold, because we have calculated the inventory turnover ratio of some listed rice production companies, and that ratio is between 4.5% and to the 5%. So we are in the early age of the project, therefore we choose the rate of 5%. And
okay.
We do the same with the receivable turnover and payable turnover.
Okay, thank you.
The next assumption is about the project externalities. It is about the opportunity cost and the cannibalization. About the opportunity cost, if we do not invest in this project, we would rent out the place that it would take place for at about $200,000 per year. And for the cannibalization, we have three existing products in the domestic market. It is the purple, blue, and red flower rice, and the new products will the 10% and 10%, 8%, and 7% of the new product will come from the client who have purchased the existing product, purple, blue, and red, respectively. And we also have assumption about the sales price and cost of goods sold of these existing products, that we look up to the real price of these products. And our last assumption is about the life cycle of the project. The project is estimated to have a 4-year life, and after the 4 years, it will become a perpetuity thanks to the sustainable development of the industry and as well as the capabilities of the current company. The next part we will calculate in detail and will be presented by Ms. Hằng.
Okay, so sorry. Oh, but mic. Okay, I will. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so
I cannot see you, but I can hear you.
Uh,
No, I'm just, yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. You can go. You can go, please.
Okay. With the key assumption, the Mitchell said above, so we calculate with the summary of summaries of the products. So we have the first incremental earnings forecast. We have the sale included cannibalizations of the three types of rice: purple, blue, and red. Is calculated by the unit sold multiplied with the price, and the price we assume that it will increase year by year by the rate of inflation rate, and the same as the cost of goods sold. The cost of goods sold price will increase by the inflation rate. And after sales and cost of goods sold, we have the gross profit, and other cost is the selling, general, and administration. We have the key assumption above. So we have the selling, general, and administrative cost paid by year zero is $70 million. The research and development is $500 million, and we have the cost of depreciations of the equipment. The equipment will be depreciation into 10 years, so the cost of depreciation of year 1 until year 4 is $120 million. And we have the other expense, which is the cost of smart tools and equipment and insurance and others, which is 0.5% of all the costs we have above. And after that, we can calculate the EBIT of the project, and with the income tax at 20%, we have the unleveraged income.
Sorry, can I interrupt? Can I ask you a question? So
yes.
We have year one, we have a negative unlevered net income. Why is it so? Is it because you do not sell enough year one? You need to sell more? Is that for that reason?
Yes. In the year one, the sales is not enough to cover all the costs, so we have the negative EBIT.
Okay, yeah, it's interesting to do so, because usually people are too optimistic with the calculations, and you are not too optimistic. So at least you are reasonable. You consider that you don't reach the break-even point the first year. Okay, please go on.
Yes. Okay, so we are continue with the to calculate the free cash flows. We have the plus depreciations because it's non-cash cost, and we minus capital expenditure, which is in year zero, and we minus the increase in net working capital. So we have the free cash flow from the year zero to year 5.
Year 4.
Year 4 at below. Okay. Okay. And and we have the project cost of capital is 10.5%, which is calculated by the capital access pricing model, CAPE model.
Okay.
Which is R equals to risk-free rate plus the beta with the beta multiple by the difference of expected return of market minus the risk-free rate. Then we calculate, and we have the result is 10.5%.
How did you find beta? How did you choose beta?
Yeah, beta of the company, we calculate the beta of this is the average beta of the company in the agriculture production industry.
Okay,
and
so average of the peers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the final with the project, the cost of capital, we can calculate the PV of the free cash flow, and we have the NP net present value of the project is 750 $53.5 million. I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. I have a question about the perpetuity. Your colleague said before terminal value. Can you show me again the detail of the calculation for the perpetuity, please?
Yes. Okay. Maybe I think I will say with the Excel file.
Okay, because I'm asking this because we can all see that the perpetuity is very big compared to the rest. So it means that this is the perpetuity which is driving the results. Okay, it can happen, but so we have to be careful that the calculation is correct. So that's why I am asking.
Okay.
For the perpetuities, while doing my project, I noticed that following your instructions yesterday, I calculate the NPV at the year 4 of the perpetuities and fill in the table as a fixed figure.
Okay.
However, I realized that if I fill in with its correct formula in this table, which means that the free cash flow of year 4 divided by the cost of capital, it could give a different IRR result. Because in this case, when the cost of capital changes, the perpetuity NPV will also change. So it is not fixed as in the first case. So we have two results here. The first one with the fixed perpetuity NPV the IRR will be 18.82%. But in the second case, the IRR will be 13% only. But
okay.
Luckily in both,
okay.
Yes.
No, sorry. Yeah, please.
Okay. So luckily in both cases, the cost of capital is smaller than IRR. So therefore, following the IRR rule, we still should invest in this project anyways.
And how did you calculate perpetuity 4,214? What is the calculation?
The real calculation is equal to the free cash flow of year 4 without the
perpetuity.
Yes.
Divided by the cost of capital.
Divided by the project cost of capital. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So the calculation is correct. The amount is big, and this is sometimes the problem with the terminal value is that it can change the result very much. maybe one option, but you did what I did in the class, so it's correct. In your project, maybe it could have been interesting to tell not perpetuity, but maybe annuity for like 6 more years, because you have your depreciation is about 10 years. So it means that maybe you can use the machine 6 more years. So it could have been an annuity for 6 years, but okay, I just wanted to see if the calculation was correct. So it's correct. So thank you very much. So you can come back to your main presentation if you want.
Okay, we continue. Others we calculate the sensitivity analysis. And the table with one factor of the I'm sorry.
Yeah. We're waiting. Don't worry.
Okay. The first table with the effect of the one factors, and we calculate the break-even point of the NPV, which is NPV equal 0. And the second, we have the scenario with the price per unit, and the units of change will affect the NPV of the project. And finally, we still have the NPV is higher than 0, and the IRR is higher than the cost of capital. So finally, we choose this project.
So, okay. So this is it, right? This is finished?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. So I asked my question during the presentation, so I don't have much more questions. So maybe some assumptions about the cost are a little bit theoretical when it comes to a percentage of the sales and everything, but you try to show all technical points, like you have a cannibalization assumption, you have a variation in the selling price in the quantity you sell. Again, I like the idea that the first year is negative, so it means that for me it seems that maybe you're not trying to be too optimistic to show the results. So that's good. It means that you've been trying to be let's say precise with your calculations. We have an explanation about why we have the working capital ratios according to peers. We have also okay, so for example, maybe R&D 500, it's a little bit theoretical, you take 500, but the explanation is, I mean, we understand that some of the costs you consider as it's not grounded to the real life, but you try to show all the technical points, like for example you also try to propose a terminal value calculation. I think you're the only one to do so. We had an exit strategy just before, but at least you try to use a terminal value, and the calculation is correct, so that's good. You present a sensitivity analysis. The CAPM also is clearly explained. So I would say that it's a very good presentation. Thank you very much. Sometimes it's maybe a little bit theoretical for the assumption for the cost, but all the technical points for the calculation of the NPV and everything is correct, and you have the terminal value, cannibalization, and so on. So we can see that you really understand capital budgeting. So it's a good presentation. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. We did do our project rely on the real project that is similar to us. Yes.
Okay. For the assumptions about the cost, you took previous existing products. This is what you say.
Yes. We also find the other company with the same size as us, and and it is also within the sections in the it is the same industry, so we base our figures on these companies.
Okay, so for the costs, right?
Yes.
For the cost, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not theoretical. It's just built out of peers. Okay, thank you for
yes.
Okay. Okay, so that makes more sense. So thank you for saying that. It's good that you can defend your project.
Yes.
Any other remark you would like to say? No? Okay,
No.
so thank you very much, Group 8. Applause for Group 8 as well. And can you stop sharing your screen, please, so we can conclude? Okay,
yes.
so yeah, thank you very much. So okay, so we are finished with the seminar for Hanoi people, at least, because Ho Chi Minh City people will present tomorrow, so they know now how to do a good presentation. But I will take that into account in my marking the fact that you've been able to attend to other presentation, and maybe also you have one more day. So I will take that into account, so it's fair for everyone. So thank you all for your presentations. I'm quite happy with the presentations because globally it shows that you understood capital budgeting, and that you have to some extent already good background in finance and accounting. So it's good for me because we are online, so it's not easy for me to check if you have well understood. So I can see that yeah, I think you understood. So that's one thing. The other thing is that the projects were interesting, Vietnamese context and everything. So I think it's also good that you can train to apply what we learn together in the Vietnamese context, because this is where you're working, right? But it's also good that you have to, check about express yourself in English and everything, and to defend your project. Since it's very early for you, MEBF, you just began, so I think it's a good starting point from there. You will be able to use everything we learn together in next courses to come. So that's good. I'm quite satisfied with your work. I think you understood what we discussed. Before leaving, so just I didn't share the final exam from previous year online yet, so I'm just gonna do it very soon. Okay. And also, so you will have the exam to take, of course, like I think it's February or something like this, but you know better than me. It's just before that, I guess. Of course, for the group work, which counts for 30% of your grade, I will give you your grade and a feedback very soon. Certainly next week. You will know your mark next week. So I'm going to wait for the presentation of Ho Chi Minh City people. So I have all the presentations, and so I can, benchmark everything and finalize my marks. But it were on the whole, it was a very good job. So thank you very much for this. I'm finished. I'm finished with my presentation. So I think we will meet again for a lot of you guys, financial control, next Monday. It's only 15 hours, so it's maybe less difficult to get through the seminar because it's shorter. The thing which is maybe difficult is that we already have one seminar, so maybe we are a little bit tired. But the way it's built, the financial control is more about, it's less theory and more practice, and especially using more Excel templates that I provide. So it's more fun and interactive, I guess. And I think it goes better with the online experience. It would be easier because we have a lot of interaction with Excel. So I think it's not going to be the same thing that what we did. So hopefully it goes well, but usually it goes well as well. So I don't know if you guys have something to add through the chat or through taking the mic or everything. I don't see anything. I see only negotiation to buy shares of companies. I saw also rice flavored coffee proposition. So I think you're already negotiating with each other. So we are done for today. So for the seminar. So thank you very much for making this online experience, let's say, profitable for everyone, especially for you guys. I know it's not what we're expecting. We would like to meet in person and to work in person. It was not possible this year, and I think we've been brave enough to adapt. And so you can have already the fundamentals of corporate finance before moving to the next courses. It's a tough time for everyone with the COVID. So I mean, we know. I really hope for you that very soon you will be able to welcome European professors physically in CFVG. With the vaccination coming and everything. Well, I hope also that we will meet physically when I come next year to teach to the next batch, at least when we see each other at the university and everything. So it was really a pleasure to work with you guys. Thank you very much for everything. And so see you on Monday for a lot of you guys. And for everyone, my best wishes for the rest of MEBF if we don't see next week. Okay? So thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Luong. Thank you, Dong. Thank you, Dong, and everyone. Thank you very much. It was very nice to meet you. And we meet again for financial control for a lot of you guys. Thank you here. Very good presentation, Group 7. Thank you, and see you next week, Prof. Thank you, Kian. See you next week, and see you tomorrow for the Ho Chi Minh City people. You can still attend to the presentation tomorrow, huh? So do not hesitate. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm cutting the Zoom now. So enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy your weekend, because for you, Hanoi people, you have your full weekend for yourself. So good for you. Okay, see you. Bye-bye.